You could be living with a silent threat inside your body right now, one that quietly drains your energy, fogs your mind, and blocks your efforts to feel better, and you wouldn't even know it. But today, I'll help you uncover what most people ignore and show you what to do before it's too late. It usually starts with something so simple, so easy to dismiss that most people barely notice. A little tiredness here, a bit of bloating there. Maybe your jeans feel tighter, or you wake up already feeling like you need a nap. Life keeps moving, and you move along come Ela. But quietly, deep within your abdomen, something critical is beginning to change. Your liver, your body's chemical processing plant, is accumulating fat, slowly, silently, and it's trying to warn you. The liver is a fascinating organ. Unlike others, it doesn't complain. It doesn't send sharp pains or fever. Instead, it whispers. It whispers through subtle symptoms that most people ignore. Fatty liver disease, especially in its early stages, is often completely asymptomatic, and that's the danger. By the time the signs become obvious, damage may already be underway. But before we go any further, I want to make you a promise. Stick with me to the very end of this video, and I'll share a bonus tip, a natural and little-known ingredient that, when used properly, can enhance your liver's detox capacity in a powerful way. And no, it's not another superfood fad. Now let's take a moment to look around. In many North American homes, it's completely normal to drink soda with dinner, heat up frozen dinners with long ingredient lists, and snack late at night on chips while watching TV. These habits, repeated daily, contribute to a slow buildup of fat in the liver. This condition is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD, and it affects nearly 1 in 4 adults worldwide, most of whom have no idea they have it. But why is this so dangerous? The liver performs over 500 functions in the body. It filters toxins, breaks down fats, helps with digestion, stores nutrients, and supports hormone balance. When it becomes overburdened with fat, these functions begin to decline, sometimes without any noticeable symptoms at first. That decline can lead to a cascade of issues, from hormonal imbalances to chronic fatigue, and in some cases, even serious liver damage. Now here's where it gets more surprising. Many people believe you need to be overweight to have a fatty liver, but that's not true. Even individuals who appear to be at a healthy weight, or those who follow seemingly balanced diets, can develop this condition. Why? Because it's not just about how much you eat. It's also about what you eat, when you eat, and how your body processes the overload of hidden sugars and refined oils present in much of the standard American diet. Have you ever felt unusually tired after a meal, or experienced a foggy mind in the afternoon, even after getting a full night's rest? These might seem like unrelated issues, but they could be tied to how your liver is handling the metabolic stress placed on it every single day. And there's more. Some common over-the-counter medications, when used frequently and without proper guidance, can silently stress the liver. Acetaminophen, for instance, is widely used for headaches, colds, and even hangovers. But taken regularly or in combination with alcohol, it can push a vulnerable liver further into distress. Still, despite all this, here's the good news. The liver is one of the most resilient organs in your body. It can regenerate. It wants to heal. All it needs is your attention and care, something most people never give it until it's too late. So how do you start? It begins with awareness, understanding that the absence of pain doesn't mean the absence of a problem, that your body often communicates through quiet, almost invisible shifts in how you feel, look, and function. And that's exactly what we're going to explore from here forward. The hidden signs that most people ignore. Subtle clues that your liver might already be overwhelmed. And along the way, I'll guide you through powerful natural actions that can help bring it back to balance. But here's a very important reminder. When it comes to natural solutions, preparation and dosage matter. Just because something is healthy doesn't mean more is better. In fact, some natural remedies, when misused or overused, can do more harm than good. That's why it's essential to stay with me until the very end, where I'll not only reveal the most critical warning sign people overlook, but I'll also show you the correct way to use a simple yet powerful ingredient to support your liver safely and effectively. And let me be very clear. This is not about fear. This is about power. Your power to understand your body better, to make choices that support healing, energy, and vitality. If you've ever felt that something is off in your body but couldn't quite explain it, this might be the beginning of your answer. Because the next signal we're going to uncover is something many people brush off as a normal part of life, but it isn't. It's one of the earliest, most overlooked signs of a struggling liver. And if you miss it, not only could your results be limited, but it may open the door to even deeper health issues down the road. Fatigue is one of the most common complaints in modern life. We blame it on poor sleep, stress, screen time, and demanding schedules. And while all of these can contribute, there's another culprit hiding in plain sight that most people never suspect: your liver. Yes, that relentless tiredness you feel, even after a good night's rest, could be your liver trying to keep up with a toxic overload. It's an organ that works 24/7, filtering your blood, metabolizing nutrients, and breaking down toxins. When it's overwhelmed by fat accumulation, its efficiency drops, and the body suffers in quiet but powerful ways. The truth is, chronic fatigue is often one of the first signs that something is off. But because it doesn't hurt, and because it's so common, most people just push through it. Coffee becomes the morning ritual. Energy drinks or sugary snacks sneak in during the day. And evenings are spent crashing on the couch, too tired to move, but too wired to sleep. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not imagining things. Fatty liver directly affects the body's energy production. Here's how. When fat builds up inside liver cells, it interferes with the way your body processes glucose and stores nutrients. Your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells, don't get the support they need. The result? Less energy for you, even if you're eating enough. Think about that. You could be eating healthy meals, getting decent sleep, exercising, and still feel like you're running on empty. And that's because it's not just about what goes into your body, but how your body handles it. If your liver is underperforming, everything else starts to lag behind. Now let's take a closer look at some common lifestyle habits that quietly contribute to this hidden fatigue. Starting your day with a sweetened coffee or store-bought pastry. Skipping meals, then overeating at night. Regularly consuming processed foods, even the low-fat ones that seem healthy but are loaded with refined sugars and seed oils. Drinking socially on weekends. Taking common medications like acetaminophen without thinking twice. Individually, these choices may not seem harmful, but over time, they accumulate, and your liver, being the silent workhorse that it is, just keeps going, until it can't anymore. But there's hope, and it begins with a small mindset shift. What if your fatigue isn't just a result of being busy or older? What if it's your body asking for help, and your liver is the one making the call? Here's where it gets empowering. Simple, natural changes can make a noticeable difference. Adding bitter greens like arugula and dandelion leaves to your meals can stimulate bile production, helping your liver flush out toxins more effectively. Drinking enough water, especially warm or room temperature water in the morning, supports this detox process. Reducing your intake of sugary drinks and replacing them with herbal teas like milk thistle or peppermint can also give your liver room to breathe. And here's one of the most overlooked tools of all: rest. Not just sleep, but true rest. Time away from screens, mindful breathing, gentle movement like walking or stretching. All of these reduce the stress load on your body and support better liver function over time. Of course, it's not about perfection. It's about awareness. Once you know what to look for and how to support your liver naturally, you begin to shift from exhaustion to vitality. But I need to offer an important reminder here. Even natural solutions can backfire if used incorrectly. For example, some herbal remedies that support liver function in small amounts can cause digestive discomfort or interact with medications if taken in excess. That's why paying attention to preparation and proper use is essential. We'll talk more about that soon. Now you know, if you're constantly tired, dragging through your days, and relying on external stimulants to keep going, it's time to listen more closely to your body. Your liver might be sending out an early warning. And that brings us to the next sign, a visual clue that many people dismiss entirely. even though it can be seen right in the mirror. It's one of the most telling signs of liver stress, yet often confused with minor skin issues. But knowing how to identify it might just save you from years of silent damage. And remember, missing this next sign won't just limit your progress. It may actually accelerate the consequences you're trying to avoid. Your body often tries to communicate through signs we see every day, but never fully understand. One of the clearest, yet most overlooked ways the liver sends out a distress signal is through your skin and eyes. And this happens long before most people even think to check what's going on inside. Let's begin with something subtle: your eyes. Have you ever noticed a slight yellowish tint appearing in the whites of your eyes? Not full-blown jaundice, but just a shade that doesn't look quite right? This can be an early indicator that your liver is struggling to process bilirubin, a substance created when red blood cells are broken down. A healthy liver filters this effortlessly. But when there's fat buildup slowing it down, that waste can accumulate and cause slight discoloration. It may come and go, but it should never be ignored. Now let's talk about your skin. The skin is often called the second liver for a reason. When the primary organ responsible for detoxifying the body is overloaded, your skin takes on the burden. This can show up in several ways: dry patches, chronic itching without a clear cause, or sudden acne outbreaks that don't respond to treatment. For some, it looks like tiny red or purple spots. For others, dark patches under the arms or on the neck that no amount of scrubbing seems to fix. Many people try to treat these skin issues topically with creams or soaps, thinking it's an external problem. But what if it's your body trying to eliminate toxins from the inside out? The skin becomes a secondary route of elimination, and these external signs are internal flags being raised. Here's another surprising connection. When the liver becomes inflamed or congested, your body may also retain more histamines, compounds involved in immune responses. This can lead to skin sensitivity, rashes, or that mysterious itch that seems to have no explanation. Some people describe it as a crawling sensation, especially at night, and it doesn't stop there. When your liver's detox capacity is impaired, it affects hormone metabolism. That means women might experience more breakouts around the jawline or chin, especially during their cycle. Men might notice skin becoming oilier or even subtle changes in hair growth patterns. Let's take a step back and think about how many of these signs are brushed off. We blame it on stress, hormones, the weather, or age. And while those can contribute, if these symptoms persist, it might be time to look deeper. So what can you do to support your skin by supporting your liver? First, stay hydrated. It sounds simple, but hydration helps your body flush out toxins through your kidneys, giving your liver some relief. Opt for filtered water and avoid sugary drinks, which only add to the liver's workload. Second, incorporate foods rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. Blueberries, turmeric, green tea, and leafy greens like spinach and kale can all help reduce oxidative stress and support liver function. Third, cut down on processed snacks that contain artificial dyes, preservatives, and excess sodium. These compounds often require extra effort from your liver to be broken down and eliminated. And finally, make time for gentle movement. Sweating through light exercise or sauna use helps eliminate toxins through your skin, relieving some of the pressure on your liver. But a word of caution: be mindful with any topical or supplemental detox product. Not all of them are effective, and some may even cause skin reactions or digestive discomfort if used without proper guidance. Natural doesn't always mean harmless. Always start slow and observe how your body responds. If you've been dealing with unexplained skin issues and none of the external solutions seem to work, it's worth considering what might be happening inside. Your body is wise. It speaks through patterns, discomforts, and changes in texture, color, or sensation. These signs are not just cosmetic, they're communicative. When you learn to listen, you shift from reacting to preventing, from covering symptoms to addressing the cause. And the next sign we'll explore is one of the most misleading. Most people think it's just a digestion issue or sensitivity to certain foods, but it goes far beyond that. If missed, It can lead to a cascade of misunderstandings about your health that delay healing and prolong discomfort. Ignoring this next tip not only stalls your progress, but may cause your body to retain more toxins over time, quietly making the situation worse. Sometimes, what we feel in our gut tells us more about our overall health than we realize. Many people experience occasional bloating and dismiss it as just a reaction to something they ate. But persistent bloating, especially when it doesn't match the amount or type of food consumed, can be a subtle signal from a struggling liver. If your abdomen feels tight or swollen, particularly after small meals or healthy foods, your liver might be having trouble processing the nutrients and removing waste. When this happens, digestion slows down and you might feel unusually full, heavy, or uncomfortable. This isn't always about gas. It's not always about poor digestion. Sometimes it's your liver sending a message. The liver plays a crucial role in producing bile, a fluid necessary for breaking down fats. When the liver is fatty or inflamed, bile production becomes inefficient. Without enough bile, fats don't get digested properly, leading to that familiar bloated, sluggish sensation after eating. This can also create a cycle where undigested food begins to ferment in the gut, producing even more discomfort and irritation. Interestingly, this effect is especially common in people who eat what they believe are healthy diets, but still experience digestive complaints. Many so-called health foods in North America are filled with additives, emulsifiers, or high-fructose corn syrup, even when they carry labels like organic, low-fat, or gluten-free. Let's consider a practical example. Someone decides to switch to protein bars and pre-made salads to eat healthier. On the surface, that sounds like a smart move. But if those products contain artificial sweeteners or hydrogenated oils, they may still strain the liver and impair digestion. The result? Bloating, discomfort, and nutrient malabsorption, even on a clean diet. This is why understanding ingredient lists and opting for whole, unprocessed foods becomes essential in supporting liver health. Think roasted vegetables instead of prepackaged soups, whole fruits instead of canned fruit cocktails, real grains like quinoa or brown rice instead of refined crackers or flavored rice blends. But there's more. A congested liver can also affect fluid balance in the body, leading to water retention around the belly area. This creates a puffy, inflamed appearance that doesn't respond to regular efforts like reducing salt intake or increasing water consumption. That stubborn midsection bloat isn't always about fat. Sometimes it's about function. To ease this kind of bloating and support your liver naturally, a few strategic habits can go a long way. Start your day with warm lemon water. This helps stimulate the liver and gently activates digestion. Just squeeze half a fresh lemon into a cup of warm, not hot, water and sip slowly. Incorporate bitter foods. Arugula, radishes, ginger, and dandelion greens promote bile flow, which supports fat digestion and reduces bloating. Avoid eating late at night. Give your body a break to reset and metabolize more efficiently. Eating right before bed forces the liver to keep working when it should be regenerating. Eat in a relaxed state. Stress while eating can reduce digestive enzyme production, compounding the bloating issue. Take a few deep breaths before meals and chew thoroughly. Now here's a detail that many overlook. Chewing is the first step of digestion. When you eat quickly or don't break your food down properly, it places extra burden on your stomach and liver to process large particles. Slowing down your eating is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to reduce bloat. Another tip is to use digestive herbs like fennel, mint, or chamomile in teas after meals. These herbs are gentle on the liver and can help soothe the digestive tract, allowing for smoother processing of food and reducing abdominal tension. Of course, not all bloating is liver-related, but when paired with fatigue, skin issues, or changes in mood and weight, it forms a clearer picture. It's your body raising a hand, asking for support. And you don't need expensive supplements or harsh detoxes to respond. You just need awareness and the willingness to listen. The more we understand the body's quiet signals, the more empowered we become to respond early with wisdom instead of urgency. And what comes next is something few people ever connect to the liver. Yet it has everything to do with how you feel, how you think, and how you experience your day-to-day energy. It affects memory, mood, and mental clarity. And ignoring this next sign doesn't just keep your liver burdened. It may interfere with the very systems you rely on to make good decisions about your health in the first place. When your liver isn't functioning at full capacity, the impact goes far beyond digestion or skin appearance. It reaches your brain. And for many people, that connection becomes evident through changes in mood, memory, and the ability to focus. You might find yourself feeling more irritable lately, forgetting where you placed your keys, starting tasks and not finishing them, feeling anxious without knowing why. These shifts are not just emotional. They may be biochemical signals that your liver is under stress. The liver is responsible for breaking down hormones and filtering out toxins that affect the brain. When it can't do this efficiently, inflammatory byproducts begin to circulate in the bloodstream. Over time, this low-grade inflammation can affect how neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA are produced and used. These chemicals are what help regulate your mood, mental clarity, and even your sense of motivation. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to concentrate after a heavy meal, especially one rich in fats or processed ingredients? That mental fog isn't just from being full. It's a response from your entire system trying to handle the overload. If your liver is already compromised, this effect becomes more pronounced. Brain fog, trouble focusing, and even symptoms resembling mild depression or anxiety can all stem from liver dysfunction. This doesn't mean the liver is the sole cause, but it is often a missing piece of the puzzle that most people never consider. The irony is that the very organ designed to protect your brain from internal toxins, when overburdened, begins to allow those substances to linger longer in your system. Let's take a moment to reflect on lifestyle habits that may be contributing to this mental drain. A late-night meal of fast food followed by a sugary dessert, skipping breakfast, then loading up on caffeine, sitting for long hours without movement, drinking alcohol socially a few times per week. These may feel like small indulgences, but together they place a steady burden on your liver, and in turn, on your mental well-being. Supporting the liver doesn't just lead to better physical health. It can create a noticeable shift in your mental state. Clarity, focus, emotional balance. These are signs that your internal systems are communicating smoothly. So how can you support this connection in a meaningful, natural way? Start by reducing your exposure to inflammatory foods. Highly refined carbs, trans fats, and artificial additives increase the workload on your liver. Replace them with brain-supportive fats like those found in avocados, walnuts, and flax seeds, which also support liver function. Next, consider incorporating foods rich in choline, such as eggs, preferably soft-boiled or poached, cruciferous vegetables, and wild-caught fish. Choline is vital for liver health and also plays a key role in memory and brain development. Don't underestimate the power of sleep. Your liver performs many of its restorative functions at night. Going to bed at a consistent time and allowing yourself a full sleep cycle is one of the most underrated ways to reduce toxic buildup. Movement also matters. Regular walking, yoga, or stretching stimulates circulation and helps your lymphatic system clear waste more effectively. This supports both liver detox and brain oxygenation. And here's something surprisingly effective: deep breathing. Shallow breathing, especially under stress, reduces oxygen flow and keeps your body in a state of tension. A few minutes of diaphragmatic breathing can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, reduce inflammation, and support detox processes, including those involving the liver. The more we create internal clarity, the more external clarity follows. You might notice fewer mood swings, better memory, a sharper ability to focus at work, in conversations, or when making decisions about your health. But none of this works if we overlook the root causes. If we continue to treat symptoms without addressing the source, the fog returns. The irritability creeps back in. The lack of motivation begins to feel normal. And that's what we want to change. Because the next signal is perhaps the most ignored of all. It hides behind good intentions and healthy routines. It tricks even the most disciplined people. But once revealed, it can completely shift how you think about your body, your progress, and what your liver has been trying to tell you all along. Ignoring it not only stalls healing, but could lead you to repeat the same patterns that caused the issue in the first place. You can be eating clean, exercising regularly, and getting good sleep, but if one crucial issue goes unnoticed, your progress might be slower than expected, or worse, completely stalled. This final signal is one that catches many people off guard because it often hides behind what seems like discipline, the inability to lose weight, even when you're doing everything right. It's frustrating. You make changes, stick to them, but the scale barely moves. Clothes fit the same. Energy levels stay flat, and you start to wonder if something is wrong with you. The truth is, there might be nothing wrong with your habits, but there could be something wrong with how your liver is processing them. The liver plays a central role in fat metabolism. It helps convert nutrients into energy, processes hormones related to hunger and satiety, and stores or eliminates fat-soluble toxins. When the liver is overloaded with fat, a condition called hepatic steatosis, its ability to break down and mobilize fat becomes impaired. That means your body literally cannot access stored fat efficiently, making weight loss difficult even with a calorie deficit. But there's more. A congested liver also affects insulin sensitivity. When your liver isn't clearing insulin properly, it leads to higher circulating insulin levels, which promotes fat storage, particularly in the abdominal area. This creates a vicious cycle where your efforts to lose weight seem blocked by something invisible. This is where the conversation shifts from frustration to strategy. The goal isn't just to burn fat. The goal is to restore the liver's ability to regulate metabolism. That means turning your attention to foods and habits that not only reduce liver stress, but actively support regeneration. Let's start with one of the most powerful combinations for liver support: warm dandelion root tea with fresh lemon juice. Dandelion root has been used for centuries to support bile production, reduce water retention, and promote liver detoxification. Lemons provide vitamin C and antioxidants that enhance liver enzyme function. Here's how to prepare it properly. Use dried dandelion root, available in most natural food stores. Add 1 tablespoon to 2 cups of filtered water. Bring to a boil, then reduce and simmer for 10 minutes. Strain the liquid and pour into a mug. Add the juice of half a fresh lemon just before drinking. Drink it warm, ideally on an empty stomach in the morning for 7 days. This gentle approach helps activate bile flow, supports digestion, and gives your liver a reset without harsh detoxes. But remember, natural doesn't mean harmless. Don't exceed the amount or use for prolonged periods without guidance. Overuse of certain herbs can strain your system, especially if your liver is already compromised. To maximize results, combine this with high-fiber meals. Fiber binds to toxins and excess cholesterol in the digestive tract, helping your body eliminate them more efficiently. Think beans, flaxseed, chia, oats, and plenty of colorful vegetables. Also, revisit your cooking methods. Grilled and fried foods, especially at high temperatures, can create compounds that increase liver inflammation. Try steaming, baking, or sautéing with water and herbs to ease the digestive load. One of the best long-term habits is introducing cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. These are rich in compounds that boost glutathione, the liver's master antioxidant. They help neutralize free radicals and repair damage caused by poor diet or environmental toxins. If you've been struggling with stubborn weight, this may be the shift your body has been waiting for. It's not about eating less, but nourishing better. It's not about exercising more, but metabolizing smarter. And now, as promised, here's the bonus tip you waited for. Add a small slice of fresh turmeric root to your dandelion and lemon tea during the simmering process. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound shown to reduce inflammation and support liver cell regeneration. But it must be used in moderation. Just a few thin shavings are enough. Too much can irritate the stomach or thin the blood. This subtle addition turns a good remedy into a powerful tonic for liver support. But never overdo it. The key is consistency, not excess. Your liver has been working for you in silence, day in and day out. Now you have the knowledge to give back, to support its resilience, and to unlock the vitality that may have been waiting just beneath the surface. Healing doesn't always happen in dramatic moments. Sometimes it begins with the decision to pay attention, to listen to your body's whispers before they become cries. If you found value in this journey, let it be a catalyst. Share this knowledge. Apply it to your own life. Take one step today that your future self will thank you for. Because when the liver heals, everything changes. Your energy, your focus, your body, and your life.